I didn't know if we was going to be able to get all this in one shot or not. This could be the biggest haul of the year. Welcome to Larry's Library, and we are in the unboxing room, and I'm not sure where to begin. I got a ridiculous amount of books to show you today. Some are already unboxed, some are not. Let's see if I can move these over. Okay. So, I'll start with the ones I don't have to open first. I got Where Monsters Start to say Dwell. Got that in the head. Where Monsters Lie. This is trade paperback number 1 by Kyle Starks. I can say friend of the show now that I've met him a couple times. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this is one of 3. I have the Kickstarter ordered for the 3rd trade paperback that finishes. So I got this. I had to get this from Amazon because In Stock did not have it in stock. Ironically enough, how's that? That look good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And I picked this up from a local comic shop. This is Savage Sword, the new Savage Sword of Conan magazine by Titan. This is issue 10. How's the glare?
It's good.
I got the back cover is awesome. That front cover is Mignola. Look at that. Well, I do have one to unbox, and this is from deepdiscount.com. What could it be? See if I can open this without cutting myself. Yeah, and you know, as much as I got here with this crazy amount of stuff, this is missing one book that I ordered in September that is still not in stock. So In Stock Trades has sent me all of my order except that book. So you know, this table was getting really full, so, you know, I got to do the unboxing now. I can't wait for the other book. It's just going to have to go on next month's haul, so there you go. Okay. So this is a Blu-ray of Salem's Lot, the original. They called it a TV miniseries, but it was actually just 2 made-for-TV movies. They called it Episode 1, Episode 2. But it was fantastic. I actually haven't seen it in probably at least 25 years. But I first seen it, I was, 11 years old when it came on TV in 1979. This is directed by the great Tobe Hooper with this fantastic vampire makeup here. Look at the vampire. I don't know if you can see it in the shot here. But so yeah, this was directed by Tobe Hooper. Of course, based on Stephen King's book, and it starred David Soul of Starsky and Hutch fame and Lance Kerwin. Now, I'll put up a picture of Lance Kerwin in case anybody probably doesn't know who he is, but for me, I knew him from James at 16, a TV series he did like a year and a half before this came out. Loved James at 16, and Lance Kerwin plays the main character in this, the boy. And I remember seeing this, you know, when I was young. Like I said, and it scared the crap out of me. That scene with the floating vampire outside the kid's window, wow, that was powerful. I'm hoping it holds up as good as I remember it. And we'll see. This was like $8 a steal. So I'm going to rewatch this after I read the book. Never read the book before. That was a little spoiler for some of this, maybe. Let's see here. You know what? Before I do the rest of these, since we're on the subject, let's take a look at this eBay box. Move this stack over. Maybe. Oh, wow. That's a lot of weight. So this one is from eBay. It's taped down really good. Somebody cares about books. So if this book is in the condition they said it was in the listing, I will put a link to this seller in the description later. And you know what? That's how you wrap a book. Right there. This seller did a really good job. So this is a 2004 edition of Salem's Lot. Hardcover, nice photo cover, really creepy looking. Yeah, and they show that it has one little hole in the dust jacket there. Yeah, check out the inside. Look at that. Yeah, I think I got a good copy. Yeah, I've never read this before. I plan to get this read after I finish the prose novel that I'm on now. I'm going to start this, and hopefully I'll get this read and Salem's Lot watched. And if I have time, I may do may also watch the second version of Salem's Lot, the one with Rob Lowe. Not seen that yet. And then do a video on all three during next month for Halloween. That's my kind of tentative plan. It's pretty ambitious because this is a thick book, but we'll see. So, we'll see if I can get that done. Now, look at this massive stack here. I think, as I come to it, if there is anything in here, not from Kristen, I'll let you know, but I think all of this came from my daughter, Kristen. Much of it was gifts. Some I got killer deals on, couldn't pass up. So here is, I don't know what year this is, but it's a British edition of A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess, which I have read this maybe twice. Love this book. I'll probably read it again. And I like to have different copies with different covers. I have an all orange one that's pretty cool. It's from the 70s, I think. And then this one here, some cool art on it. One of my favorite novels of all time, for sure. The Pleasure of My Company, a novel by Steve Martin. Little hardcover. I have no idea what this is about, but I like Steve Martin, and Kristen gave it to me, so there you go. Okay. Joan Jett and the Black Arts 40 by 40. Graphic novel. I think it's one of those flip books where you got one story from one side and one the other. Let's see here, where am I going? Avengers Mythos hardcover. And this collects the one-shots and the minis by, what's the guy's name? Rivera. I can't think of his first name. But I love that guy's art. And Paul Jenkins. And there's some other stuff in here too. But it looks pretty good. And I read a lot of books, a lot of comics around this era. But I did not read these minis. So, get caught up on that. This is the Joker Killer Smile by Lemire and Sorrentino. Never read this one. Hardcover. And she gave me a really good deal on this. This is the legendary, with a little bit of a cult following, Dr. Aphra Omnibus. And this is the beautiful DM cover. I don't know who that art is, but it's really good. Check it out. Never read Dr. Aphra, but everybody seems to love it, so. Stranger Things, Library Edition, Volume 1. This is also sealed. Okay, this is Gerard Way, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. How's that? California. And it looks like a library edition also. And here is The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem. Also by Gerard Way. And I think that is all of the Killjoy stuff. I think, in those two books. Let me know if I'm wrong down in the comments. And I have all 4, 1 through 4, of the Castle and the Stars series of hardcovers. And 2 of the volumes came with some really cool modern art adjustments of the spine there by Kristen's cat, Willow. Check it out. But it doesn't affect the story. The pages are all intact. Buffy. Sorry, Buffy did that, not Willow. Willow doesn't have enough teeth to do that. But Buffy, she's got the teeth. I'll show all these covers. How's that with the glare? Good? Never read these, but I understand these are really well loved also. Love the art though. Looks fantastic. Now this is something I started reading in singles, and I had all the singles at one time. Well, at least the first 10 or 12. And when I switched to hardcovers and omnis, I ended up selling most of those on eBay, and I made a pretty good amount of money, but I never did replace them, unfortunately. So now I have the library editions of the Umbrella Academy stuff. So this is Apocalypse Suite. These are sealed also, as you can see. You Look Like Death. Here's Dallas, which I think was the second. I think I've read up to Dallas, and then I haven't read the ones after that. And then this is Hotel Oblivion. Love this purple cover. Okay, did I stack myself out of the shot yet? Not yet. Okay. Now this is from Amazon, but I couldn't find it anywhere else, so I had to get it from Amazon. So, wish me luck. Pray for me that it doesn't have to go back. You know what? That is not a bad amount. That is not a bad packing job from Amazon. Look at that. They put it in a fairly appropriately sized box. You got some paper in here. And then the book. It'd be nice if it was shrink wrapped, but it's not. But it is intact. And this is the new revised edition of the Hobbit graphic novel. Is that in frame? Yeah. Look at that. That's a beautiful cover. This is illustrated by David Wenzel. I think that's how you say it. I love that guy's art. And it's adapted by Charles Dixon, as it says here. Well, you know him as Chuck Dixon from the comics, but yeah, this is the revised and expanded edition that came out, I think, this year or last year. This year. Yeah, this year. I probably had this on pre-order. And I have never read this. But the art looks really good. Look at that. Is that showing up good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, if you follow the channel much, or you know me from some of the forums and chats and whatnot, you know that The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings are some of my favorite works of all time. And I have read The Hobbit, the prose novel, at least 3 times now, maybe 4 times. But I've never had the graphic novel. And it looks pretty nice. So, we'll see. It's strange after all these years there's only ever been the one comic adaptation of The Hobbit. But, anxious to read that. Now, I think the rest, all of this, yeah, it's from in-stock trades. And honestly, it's not as much as it looks. Again, these could have all probably fit in one box, but stuff was not in stock, and they'll only wait so long, and then they will just kick it on out. You know, they'll send it to you, even if the order isn't complete. But I also tried to do some strategic ordering here, you know, where I order at least $50 worth to get free shipping, wait a week, get 2% more to get the next one. So there's a lot of strategy involved in placing these orders, trying to get a good deal, but doesn't always work. Love the new boxes. Still can't get over these. I mean, look at this. So easy. A couple of cuts. Look at this. This is the best packing in the business. All right. See if I can try not to dox myself.
Too late.
No, I don't think it's too late. If it is, I can always blur it in post, but get my thing out of the way there. So this is Those Not Afraid. I'll take it out of the plastic here. By Kyle Starks. Once again, friend of the show. And in the first few pages of this is a character named after my daughter. So, let's see. Should I show the page? Yeah, look at that. I've turned right to it. There it is. Right at the top. It says Kristen Robertson. Check that out. Anyway, I jokingly say friend of the show, but he actually is a friend of my daughter's. And I've met him a couple times, so by extension, I'm saying friend of the show. So there you go. So another Kyle Starks joint. Okay. Look at the integral. Look at that, all one piece. Just love it. As I said, they could have fit more items in here, but they chose not to. But I'm going to keep these. Man, look at that. Beautiful. I might use that, because I still have some single issue comics I need to get rid of, so might be good to send those in. Alright, check it out. Another one from In Stock Trades. Yeah, look at that. I mean, the best in the business. Look how it's just nestled down in there. All snug. This one is Spectators by Brian K. Vaughan and Nico Henriken? Not sure how you pronounce that last name. And this is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. I was thinking this would be at least comic book size. It's really thick though. And this is, not really sure what it's about. It's a supernatural thriller of some kind. But this is the team that did, what's the name of that book, babe? No? Pride. Pride? Is that what it's called? Pride of Baghdad. That's what it's called. Yeah. That graphic novel from, I don't know, 10, 12 years back. But this is the first thing I think they've done together since. And it's pretty thick. Let me see what the size is on this. Okay, so here's a standard trade paperback, which is standard comic book size. So this guy's actually smaller than a comic. It's a little disappointing, I'll admit. Not sure why they did it like that, but that's what they did. Not super happy about the size reduction, but it looks like a nice volume anyway. Anxious to read it. Okay. Let me get my invoice out of here. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I have another Sesame Street book for my granddaughter Quinn. This is Cookie Monster's Dinner Party. And it is an actual comic book. Check it out. So, this goes on Quinn's library shelf, which will be added probably on the other side of the room pretty soon. But don't know much about it, but it was $5, $6, so I got it. Alright, the last one in this box is Hawkmoon, the Black Jewel. And this is another Michael Moorcock book from Titan. And I'm a little bit familiar with the Hawkmoon character because he is one of the Eternal Champions. So he's appeared in other Elric books and the Eternal Champion saga. And I've read all of the prose novels of the Elric saga. And I think the first 2 Eternal Champions. Not sure. It's been years ago, but I still have the paperbacks. And I'm starting to pick up these Titan hardcovers now, collecting these. Hopefully the art is good. I've seen a little bit of it. Oh yeah, look at this beautiful, gorgeous art. Yeah, it's a thin volume, but it was not expensive. So hopefully this is good. All the rest of the Titan stuff I've got of the Moorcock adaptations have been good, really good. So, whoa, I got a stack over here in the corner. You can't see it, but threw it right on top. All right, last but not least, last in stock trades for September, because I got one left that's going to get shoved off to next month. But all right, check this one out. So there's a ton of wrap in here. Okay. I think there might just be one book in here. There's more than one. They did not use the insert in this one, just a ton of bubble wrap. That's all right. I don't know where my invoice is, supposed to be in the bottom. Okay. So here's Where Monsters Lie by Kyle Stark. This is volume 2. For some reason, ISD had volume 2, but not volume 1. So that goes with volume 1, and then the Kickstarter finishes out the whole thing. Which, that should be shipping anytime, I think. Okay. Now, this is the latest Brubaker and Sean Phillips criminal book. This is Knives, and I am anxious to read this one. This is a kind of a thick one for their stuff. Is usually thinner. This is a little big. But yeah, this just came out a few weeks ago. Gonna be reading this soon. This is gonna run to the top probably of a lot of my read pile. Okay, invoice. And this is Conan, the Tower of the Elephant. Now, this is another Titan book. And this is an adaptation of the short story Tower of the Elephant by Robert E. Howard, which I've read that. And it's been adapted in comics form various times over the years, most notably by Roy Thomas, and I guess that was probably Barry Windsor Smith art at the time. But this is not a comic book. This is prose with full-page illustrations. Let's see if I can... But it looked pretty good from what I'd seen. See if I can. I mean, look at that. How gorgeous is that, huh? Is that showing up good?
Yeah. It's going to be hard to read, though.
Yeah, it might be. Man, I mean, look at the art here. This is just beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Check that out. Showing up good? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, you know, I thought it was worth a shot. Check out that gorgeous cover. So, that is quite possibly the biggest haul of the year. I'm going to say. Very possible. Got a ton of stuff here. No way to get it all in the shot. But yeah, hope you like taking a look at these. And I will catch you next time.